Hold it. Wait a minute. Are you saying you shot him?
Yeah, I shot him. I shot a shark biggest Cadillac with the trunk open. I went to Josie's school. He says to me, "You got one shot. See how good you'll spiff."
Spiff?
Yeah, on account of the spiffy suits I like to wear.
You wore spiffy suits when you were 12.
Right. My Uncle Gino died. He was real short, you know? So they fit me. Anyway, the shark was bobbing up and down next to the boat. 8-foot waves washing over.
The shark was next to the boat. Why didn't he swim away?
Because Uncle George let him on the line. One of them big cable things.
A cable. You had him on a cable and you shot him.
Yeah, well, you don't consider the sport.
Well, I admit there's more danger to it than killing them in aquariums.
With one bite, this shark could eat the back half of the boat, swallowing Uncle Giorgio, his wife Teresa, his sister Maria, and the 3 nephews. So when Uncle Giorgio says to me, "Shoot," this becomes a family affair.
Did it ever occur to you that that shark had a family too?
What are you, one of them equalizationists?
Equalizationists?
Yeah, someone who thinks everything in the world is equal. Well, it ain't. Someone's always got the advantage.
The advantage.
Yeah, like in this conversation right now, between you and me. Who do you think has the advantage?
You do. You have the advantage.
And why is that?
Because you're speaking a language I don't understand.
Right. Same thing with being a shark. No matter how hard I try, I don't speak shark.
And what exactly does the shark speak?
He speaks 900 pounds in a mouthful of cutlery.
Cutlery.
A mouthful of sharp knives. I'm using a different word to paint a picture here.
Yes, Kenny, it's a metaphor.
No, it's cutlass.
I think we all get what you're saying, Vinnie.
Alright, so he's got the advantage. So all I got is a rifle, one bullet. And I'm only a 12-year-old kid.
In your Uncle Gino's suit.
What's that got to do with it?
Well, a 12-year-old kid in a man's suit may confuse the shark, giving you the advantage.
Nah, he don't know nothing about men's apparel. He knows about a rifle, because he's seen one before.
Like every time your family goes fishing?
Right. In the first place, it's more humane.
Humaneable.
Let it go, Kenny.
Look, if you don't shoot it, you gotta drag it through the water for 6 to 10 hours from Miami to Fort Lauderdale. So when Uncle Giorgio says to me, "Shoot," I take my shot, and pow! Next thing he knows, he's lying on a plate next to a baked potato and chives.
And how do you feel about all this, Josie?
I don't know. I'm a vegetarian.
Well, then maybe Vinnie will shoot some vegetables for you.
Anyone want to help with the dishes?
Sure, throw them up in the air for Vinnie.
Stop it, Kenny.
It would be my pleasure to wash them dishes. If I may just have a smoke first. Mr. Hines, care for a pure Havana?
Havana?
It means Havana. Same as Cuban.
Oh, like a Vantage.
No, Vantage is English.
Want to bet? Well, Vinnie, you certainly have some interesting thoughts about death and valor and dying and death. I guess we both come from different schools of thought.
True, only my school ain't Harvard, in case you was wondering.
You can't imagine the disappointment up in Cambridge.
Is anyone going to stop them?
No, it's okay, Josie. You see, Kenny here thinks because I dress a little colorfully and I talk a little picturesquely that I'm what? Ignorant? Is that what you think, Kenny?
No, not at all. I think of you as being very uniquely.
Alright, I know that ain't a word. And I know when I say right words and wrong words, and sometimes I do it knowledgeably. Like that one, because everyone here will remember it. Maybe they'll tell people what this guy, Vinnie Bavasi, said at lunch. It's what you call style. And I believe style is in the way you live, in the way you walk, and in the way you dress. And I live styliciously.
I think we can all agree with that.
And as it happens, Ken, you truly did go to college.
You did? I'm sorry, that came out wrong. Where did you go, Vinnie?
Well, no one here would have heard of it.
We know that, but tell us anyway.
It's a small school near Pensacola, Florida, Choctaw Community College.
And who founded Choctaw?
I found it in Pensacola.
So what type of school is it? Arts, science, flamingo hunting, something like that?
Josie, would you see if Clemma has any more of those tuna fish cookies?
Not everything was tuna fish, Dad.
Be that as it may, I thought the tuna fish was a superiority quality.
Jesus! How can you all sit here and listen to this vaudeville act? He's completely pulling our legs.
All right, Ken. These people are nice enough to feed your mouth. Now shut it up.
All right. Enough with this tug of war. Vinnie, do you like baseball? We get the Yankee game up here. It should be on now.
Invitation accepted. If you ladies will excuse me.
Oh, yes. We'll clean up. Josie and I can do it in a jiffy. I mean, jiffy. You two go on in.
Oh, Josie, we can have a chance to talk in private later. Just you and me.
Oh, talk? Sure, why not?
Because I've got some personal things I'd like to discuss with you. Anyways, you know it's fine. I trust you.
Why don't we take a ride with him in his motormobile? We already hit a deer. Maybe he'll get Bambi's father next time.
to say and then leave. I'm being polite. You're the one who's agitating him.
Will everyone please calm down? Josie's right, Penny. We're pushing things too far. Josie, I think you and I ought to have ourselves a little talk later.
Everyone gets a time slot with you today. Have any openings around 2 in the morning?
Kenny, we've just been through a lot. And the last supper could have been more emotional than that lunch. I'm exhausted.
Look, if you tell me he doesn't mean anything to you, then I'll believe it.
He doesn't mean anything to me.
Then why is he here?
I told you, I didn't invite him. I didn't tell him to come.
Then why don't you ask him to go?
Why don't you ask him?
Can I? I'd love the advantage of telling him to go.
Kenny! Listen, there are other people here today, many of them with their own problems. Can we stop thinking about ourselves for 5 minutes? Please.
You're right. And it's not jealousy. I understand our breakup. I'm just not creative enough for you. Not artistic enough. I wish I could paint. I wish I could sculpt. I wish I could write. That's why I envy Ray so much.
Ray?
Yeah, that's the type of guy you need.
You think I need Ray?
No, not literally, but someone with his sensibilities.
Why do you diminish yourself so much, Kenny? You have every bit as much sensibility as Ray does.
I do? Then how about me? It was a joke. I made a joke about myself, Josie. A small step towards flamboyancy. So who knows how much I'll change from now on.
Kenny, please. I have to talk to Vinnie, now my mother. I have to go calm Clemma down. I have to see if that animal Vinnie ran over needs blood or something. I just don't want to talk anymore, all right?
You idiot! Will you shut up? Shut your jealous, paranoid, self-indulgent, self-destructive mouth!
Hey, are you crazy? What the hell's wrong with you? Is that you? You looking to kill somebody?
I'm sorry, I didn't know anyone was out there. Did I hit you?
No, but you almost took Sammy's head off.
Oh, Ray, it was just awful.
I'm sorry. I'm really sorry.
It didn't hit you, did it?
No, but it killed a bird. Its poor little head is smashed in like a melon.
Oh, great.
He didn't mean it.
This is a beautiful blue bird with a yellow breast. Why were you throwing at birds?
I wasn't throwing at birds. I was throwing at the world. The bird just happened to be living in the world and he threw it in.
There's nothing out there but birds. You have to be blind to miss one.
Why does my life keep getting worse?
Where is everyone?
The girls are in the house. Josie's dad is watching baseball with the fish murderer, Vinnie Bavasi.
Shouldn't we bury it?
I will, I promise. I'll attend to all funeral arrangements. This Vinnie guy got me crazy.
The little thing never had a chance. He was sitting there chirping, maybe to his little chicks.
I didn't single him out. I had no grudge against him. I was angry with this guy.
You mean she just invited him here?
No, drove up on his own. Hit a dog off his fender and into the vet's operating room.
Oh my God, what is wrong with you people up here?
It was really an accident.
This idiot says words like picturesquely. He went to school at Choctaw. Their English department is the entire Al Capone gang.
I know Choctaw. My best friend in the world, Buzzy Vanto, went there. I hear it's a really good school.
I know, I just met the man who founded it. Day after she broke off our lead.
Well, he doesn't sound like her type.
I was engaged to her and I wasn't her type. Actually, you're her type.
She said that?
No, I did.
You did? You're trying to fix my guy up with a girl you were just engaged to? Why don't you throw rocks at her instead of innocent Burt?
How do you know he was innocent? Maybe every bird in the forest hated him. Maybe I did this region a big favor.
You're just overly weird, Kenny.
Then you and Josie should get along just fine.
We should get along just fine with Josie? Hi, Ray.
Josie, this is my friend Sammie. Sammie, this is Josie.
Hello.
Hi. Ray, I'd like to go back to the room. I could still see that bird back there with his brains bashed in.
What bird?
It's back there, on the rock.
What's everything like that? Was it Vinnie?
Yes,
Yes?
in a way. He got me so goddamn mad I picked up a rock and heaved it.
At a bird?
I didn't single him out. I haven't been sitting up here planning this for months.
Are you sure he's dead?
Well, his head is stuck to the tree, so I would think so.
Let's go take a look. Sometimes birds have incredible recovery powers.
It won't recover unless you give this bird a whole new head. I'll show you where he is.
Look, I'll make it up to you. I'll buy a new bird for the forest.
You think the other birds won't know the difference? God!
So that's Sammii. Somehow I had a different picture of her.
Josie, your mama wants to speak to you.
I'll be right back. I'm going to a funeral.
In the woods? Who died?
A bird. No one you know.
A bird. What I tell you? They died dropping out of the skies around here, but I never see them. Did you? Well, I'll tell you what. We got through the lunch all right, but I'll tell you the truth. I couldn't keep up with all the crisscrossing between who wanted out, who wanted in, who was going to get, and who was going to get forgot. Now, I may not be telling it straight, because this all happened some 40, 50 years ago, 3 of which I've been dead. But one thing I still do remember. There was something brewing in the air that day. Something like a storm coming up. Not the kind that blows and rolls down from heaven. This was the kind of thunder that only people with discontent and aching in their hearts can make. How long you been standing there, Louis?
Seems like 6 years.
7.
I was never any good at sneaking up on them.
Not as good as sneaking out. Don't you dare tell me I got older.
No need to say what I don't see. People just find me sugar.
Sugar? Don't you sugar me. You left all the sugar in the bowl when you walked out.
I suppose you're right.
You don't need to suppose I said it, so I'm right. You get shoulder or something?
Just bent a little. All them years of giving haircuts to kids can help straighten a man's back. But I mean it sincerely when I say you're looking real Clemma.
I can look better than this. But I wasn't going to get dressed up and give this meeting any more importance than it deserved. You just passing through these parts.
I might pass through. So far I might not.
You hungry?
You're cooking? Always.
I got some pie left over that Josie made me put aside for you, but I was going to throw it out.
May I sit a minute? I ain't seen Josie since she was this high. You still running this family, Clemma?
Ain't much family left to run. Mrs. Hines got divorced. Mrs. Robbins now. Mr. Hines ain't hard than Mr. Hines no more. Gave up the business after one heart attack too many.
I'm sorry. I didn't know.
Of course you didn't know. You don't got no mailman knows where you live.
I tried calling you a few times.
How hard you try? I never got no messages.
I didn't say I called. I tried to. I just couldn't find the nerve. I didn't think you'd want to hear anything I had to say.
I did it. So what makes you think I want to hear it now?
Because when I called, you didn't say nothing about being with someone else.
You men are funny. You think I've been twiddling my thumbs for the past 7 years waiting for you to come back? I've had my share of friends, Louis. I've not been twiddling my thumbs alone. But I never attached to nobody because I could never find somebody more dependable than you. Which just shows what a low opinion of men I got.
Clemma, you don't look older, but you sure put on a hard edge.
I didn't put it on. You left it with me. Why you keep staring at me out the side of your head? You got arthritis, Louis?
No, I just can't see out of this eye. I went blind in there about 4 years ago.
Is that the truth? I'm sorry. I never meant you no harm.
It wasn't your fault. The doctor said it was a cataract.
I was wondering why you didn't think I got any older. I did wish you harm, Louis, but I never said loud enough for the Lord to hear me. Well, you just sit back and take in what you can see of the scenery. I'll get you some of that pie.
Virginia Bavasi.
Hello, Louis Barnett.
You work Keller, or were you invited to this tuna lunchathon?
No, I'm just here to see Clemma.
I got you, Vinnie. I'm here to see Josie. Have you seen her?
Oh, not since she was a teenager.
Oh, no, I'm not going that far back. I meant today. I'm looking for her.
She's over there in the woods, returning the bird funeral.
Thanks, Clem. Pleasure making contact with you, Lou. And let me just say, your tuna's fish was eminently tasteable.
I put some cream on it for you.
Maybe I shouldn't eat this until you hear what I have to say.
You should have told me before I put the cream on it. But okay, I'll listen.
Well, I'll be the first to say that I haven't lived a righteous life.
No, you be the second one, because I was the first one to say it.
If you're gonna listen, woman, then listen. I was always a man that had to be on the move. Couldn't get the Navy life out of my system. I lived with a woman in Chicago, and I didn't tell her I was married. I had a child with another woman in St. Louis. She didn't care if I was married or not. I supported that child until I lost my job. And I lost the woman when I lost my eye. Sometimes the losses just keep piling up. I suppose you don't want to hear about Pittsburgh.
I wish I didn't hear any of that. Because it just shows what a cold and heartless woman I am. So I feel no compassion for your pain, or your losses, or your sightlessness. I was raised up in a church not to be a vengeful woman, but by God, if I was you, I'd do everything in my power to protect that other eye.
I can't undo the things I did that was wrong.
Uh-huh.
And I can't get back the years that was lost to you.
Uh-huh.
I wouldn't blame you if you chased me out of this chair and out of your sight right now.
Uh-huh.
Damn it, Clemma, I can't apologize if you're gonna everything I have to say.
I don't hear no apologizing. All I hear is what you can't help, what you can't fix, and what you can't give back to me. What are you doing coming around here for anyway? You don't need me, and I don't need you. You won't have any trouble finding yourself another woman. Just keep your blind eye closed, and they'll all think you're winking at them.
Clemma, you're the only woman I want.
Since when? What is so special about me? You gotta see me once every 7 years.
You know why did I leave in the first place? Well, maybe I've been thinking about that.
If it just come up lately, I ain't interested.
Will you let me talk, Clemma? You always had to have the last word, didn't you? Man doesn't like to hear it. I never did.
All right. Go on. Say what's on your mind.
I knew what it meant to you to be without a child. When the doctor told you you'd never be able to have one of your own, I thought it was my fault. I thought that time we had that scuffle by the stairs when you found out some bad things that I killed every baby you could ever have. But you looked at the doctor and said, well, I still got my Louis, so God must still love me anyways. I've never felt guilt like that in all my life. It was that guilt that drove me away. Because I had no call getting so much love from such a good woman.
No, you did. There's something I never told you. I knew long before I fell down those stairs that I could never have a child. I knew long before I met you. And I never told you after the accident because, well, I thought your guilt would keep you from ever leaving me. It was both wrong, wasn't we?
Yes. Well, if you kept that from me for so long, why are you telling it to me now?
Because it was time to unweigh something that was weighing heavy on my conscience. Just because you was a sinner, Louis, doesn't mean I was a saint.
You don't have to be so harsh on yourself, Clemma.
Yes, I do. Because I ain't through accusing you yet. The truth is, it wasn't your guilt that drove you away. It was your roving eye for other women. And the Lord fixed that, didn't he?
I guess you did.
What a pair of fools and liars we were.
Ain't that the truth?
But maybe it was all God's plan. Maybe I was meant to lose you and find someone like Josie to fill my life.
Well, Well, if it was God's plan, maybe he ain't finished yet.
You know what?
Well, maybe Josie's ready to move on with her own life. Maybe the plan was for me to get into the picture now.
You looking for me to take care of you, Louis? I ain't the Lord's unemployment office, you know?
I'll find work. I always have.
Cutting hair.
I gave up cutting hair because of this. Woke up one morning and the fingers went dead on me. Can't hold the scissors in. That's the one I have my talent. I just learned to tie my shoes with one hand.
You sure are something, Louis. If you got anything else that's gone dead that ain't working, you better tell me now and get it over with.
No, that's it. Except for my blind eye and dead fingers, I'm healthy as a horse.
A horse like that would have trouble finding work, too. Oh, it's too late, Louis. It's too late for me to ever get hurt like that again.
It wouldn't happen again, Clemma. I'm a changed man.
I can see that from here, Louis.
You think about it. The friend I could stay with has a gas station up the road.
No, I would have felt more wanted than needed if you come back before all hell broke loose in your body.
I can still see what I want, and I still got the strength in my good hands to take care of both of us. You ponder it, Clemma. That's all I ask.
You didn't finish your pie.
I'll take that with me, if you don't mind.
Louis, I got a lot of extra work to do around the house today, so I could use another hand around here.
You mean like this one?
Excuse me for laughing.
It's more than I was hoping for.
You can stay till after dinner if you want.
That's more than I was expecting.
I'll tell you something. I'm puzzled. 'Cause I know what the Lord's looking for after now. You or me.
We lay to rest this small creature from God's
Feathered kingdom?
feathered kingdom, whose innocent beauty returns from
Whence it came?
whence it came, taken too soon from those who loved him.
Loved him. You never even met him.
Knock it off, Kenny.
Forgive me.
So, what do we do now?
Well, just toss some dirt and twigs in with the little guy. Is that what you usually do, Vinnie?
Oh, Vinnie's right. Let's just go get in some dirt and twigs.
Are you sure this shoebox is okay?
What's wrong with it?
Well, it says floor-shine shoes on it. Is that appropriate?
I don't think anyone makes funeral shoe boxes for birds, Sammii.
Sammii, you pick a spot and we'll bury him.
There's a hill back there with a wonderful view.
Oh, that's nice. You'll like that. Why? Was that wrong?
Can we just go? Please.
No, not yet. 5, 6, 7. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I am found.
I ain't counting on how things look to you. What you laughing about, Orelus?
I don't know. I don't remember the last time I had a good laugh was.
You didn't tell me about Pittsburgh. Well, I guess it must have been then.
Take a look at me now, Clemma. I may have a handicap or two, but this young man is moving real fast.
That's right. You are. You've been practicing for the past 70 years.
Well, you've probably never heard of it. Little school called Truck Park Community College.
I know Chalk Pop. I had a friend who went there. Maybe you know her, Fuzzy Bando?
Buzzy Bando? Yeah, I knew her. I knew her pretty good. I was engaged to her, that's how good I knew her.
Engaged?
Yeah, we said, as they say, otherwise until Buzzy decided otherwise. She wanted to go to New York and try this modeling thing.
Well, she didn't have to try very hard, because she's been on the cover of every magazine you can mention. Did you know that?
Sure, she sends them to me. I think they overmake her up too much.
Did you ever try to get in touch with her?
Yeah, I sent her back a few magazines. Took a black marker, scrawled, "Who cares?" on her face.
Wow. Did that hurt her?
Nah, it was just on the magazines. So I hear you're a model too.
Me? Well, I'm just beginning. I'm not in Fuzzy's class.
Why not? She's no prettier than you.
Well, thank you, but it's not about being pretty. It's about whether the camera likes you or not.
I'd break the camera if it didn't like you.
You would? No one's ever said that to me before.
Well, it's an unusual sentence.
So, what do you do?
I work part-time for my Uncle Giorgio, biggest foreign car distributor in South Florida.
And what do you do the other part-time?
Promise you won't tell no one?
Cross my heart. What do you do?
I make my own jewelry. Not for sale, just for friends, family. Sounds a little fruity, right?
No, I don't think that's fruity at all. What have you made?
This gold chain? See the intricate detail? The links are imperceptible to the naked eye.
You're right. I can hardly see them.
How about this ring? Genuine Bavasi.
Incredible. Did you make the diamond too?
Nah, you can't make diamonds. You get them from a wholesaler. How about this watch? Swiss movement.
You made that?
Just the outside. I need a Swiss guy for the movement.
So, what made you get interested in this?
Well, one day when I was a kid, we went to go visit my family in Italy. And we went to the Vatican. You know, the place where the Pope lives.
Yes, I know.
And in these glass cases, you see these silver and gold crosses and these diamond-encrusted scepters. Is that right?
Skeptical. I'm not sure.
You know, kings hold them in their arms to let people know they're kings.
Scepters, I think.
Right, skeptics. Anyway, we get this catalog, Treasures of the Vatican, works of unimaginable valuableness. And I say to myself, hey, I could do that. But what I really want to do is make something good enough to send to the Pope from the people of South Florida.
You are so special.
Now, I know I'm not good enough yet, and I know if I make him like what? A gold ID bracelet? I won't be gonna wear it, because people already know he's the Pope, right?
Do they ever?
So, I make all this stuff for practice. But one day, before I die, I'm gonna get a handwritten letter from the Pope that says, "Dear Vinnie, a domino, a dominus, and thank you, people of South Florida." Crazy, eh?
No, not at all. So, where do you know Josie from?
Met her in Miami. Danced with her once. This is one smart girl, this Josie. She stopped me from doing something real stupid once.
What was that?
I was gonna fly up to New York, kidnap Buzzy, bring her back to Florida, lock her in my basement until she says yes.
You're joking.
No. So Josie turns around to me and says one word of advice. She says to me, don't. Hardly even know the girl, and she says to me, don't. And I didn't, because I trusted her.
That's an incredible story.
Now, I just gotta get her alone for a few minutes, because I made something for her.
May I ask what?
A brooch. Solid gold brooch. It says, don't. You think she'll like it?
What girl wouldn't?
You know, you're easy to talk to than Buzzy. You involved with anyone?
Well, sort of, right? I think he really wants to get serious, but I'm just not ready to get involved, especially with a writer, because they're thinking all the time. I like that you talk and you never think.
Thank you.
I'm looking to break it off with him, but I don't know how to tell him without hurting him.
Sure, that's no problem. I'll tell him. You can't dangle the guy at a rod and wheel. It's more amenable this way. Cut the line and shoot. Come on.
Well, I had my car washed, so naturally it's going to pour. Where do you think the kids are? I hope they have enough sense to come out of the rain. What are you smiling at?
Just thinking about what you and I used to do up here on rainy afternoons.
Burt, behave yourself. Go inside. I'll wait till the kids come back.
Josie will take care of them. I swear. You don't look much older than when we first got married.
Well, squint, and you'll see the difference.
Looks like we'll get an hour of rain. That was a long time.
Burt, please. There's a lot of tension going on up here.
That's why it's thundering. Helps release the tension. Don't look away.
Burt, don't do this.
Why?
Why? Because you're ill and I'm married.
And you came all the way from Paris just to see me?
Because I sensed how ill you are, Burt. I came to see you, not to kill you.
Just hold my hand, Annie.
Take your pills. This is ridiculous.
Just hear me out. When you first left, I thought you'd be back. But then, when it was over, I was angrier than I ever could be. Then came a sense of loss, followed by deep, dark despair. And I had no other choice but to learn to accept it. Then something happened. Up here. This summer. I didn't realize something. That I was robbing myself of something very precious. The memories of all that was good. I was shutting them out, blocking them away, and I missed them. I realized if I allowed myself, I'd be able to keep them forever. The 2 years you worked all week and helped work in the shop on the weekends, and the 21 years we were married. And that's not it. That's only a part of it. The other part is how much I enjoyed you. I liked you just as much as I loved you, Annie. And I never told you that.
God, Burt, if this is a goodbye speech, I couldn't bear it.
No. I'm not ready for anything like that yet. But you do owe me something, Annie.
What?
I want you to stand right there and give me the opportunity to tell you that I just think you're perfectly swell.
God. Burt.
Excuse me, Mr. Robbins, you got a person-to-person phone call from Harris friend. But I could tell him to call back if you want.
Just take the call. It's fine.
I'm so sorry, Mr. Hines.
What's Clemma sorry about?
Telephone calls.
Oh, there you are. Where'd you disappear to?
Nowhere. Why were you looking for me?
Well, Kenny left after the second course of Amazing Grace. Vinnie wandered off with Sammii talking about an afterlife because he's a reincarnationalist. And suddenly you left and I was alone.
And you wanted to see me.
No, actually, I did want to see you. I thought I owed you an apology.
For what?
For coming down on you so much. I was angry for Kenny's sake, but it wasn't my place to tell you off.
No, Ray. You don't owe me an apology.
Well, keep it. It's always nice to have an extra one around. Anyway, I'll be leaving in a few days.
Where are you going?
Well, found this letter under my door. It's from Random House.
Good news, I hope.
Partly, I don't have to return their meager advance. They dropped the option on my book.
Ray, I'm so sorry.
It's okay. I got a better offer. Assistant golf pro in Houston. It's good money and they don't expect rewrites.
It's the rush to get to Houston. Send the book somewhere else.
This was somewhere else. Scribner's and Doubleday already rejected it. I'm gonna keep this. If anything, I finally got my name on something put out by Random House.
Something else is going on here. Something you're not telling me. You didn't walk away from me last summer just because of Kenny, did you? What was it, Ray?
I was scared.
Of me?
No, of me. Because I felt such pressure from you. Such an overblown belief in such a modest talent. That if I ever tried to reach as high as your expectations, I'd pick up the pieces of my ego with a tweezer.
I didn't know I was doing that to you.
It's not what you do, Josie. It's what you are. It's what you expect without ever asking for it.
What do you think I expect? Success?
Worse, you want quality, patience, stamina, consistent faith in myself. I was never afraid of disappointing anyone as much as you. Not my teachers, not my father, not Scribner's or Random House. Not even myself. Just you.
If that's what you think I'm doing, then I'm sorry. Clemma said to me today that she thought there was some harmony in your life. Is that what you think?
I don't know. I never heard you say it.
Count your lucky stars. Well, I don't want to put any pressure on you, right? I want only what's best for you, but what I want shouldn't be your concern. If we're not right for each other, I'll accept that.
I didn't say we weren't right for each other.
Okay, I'll accept that too. I don't want you or me to rush anything. Seems everyone's trying to get their live stream out this weekend. Why do you think that is?
It's the end of summer. Summer's magic. Reality usually sets in around September. For me, it feels like February.
If you go to Houston